is.
Yes.
You don't have an outlet for it, and I'm working and I'm trying to keep everything together and trying to cope. And I'm also dealing with clients who are coming into the nursing station who have also been sexually abused, and I'm getting angry for them because I couldn't get angry for myself.
Oh my goodness.
Right?
And
But
the self-help books weren't helping.
they weren't helping. I think that's why I was angry. I was trying to figure out how I could fix this. And I'm telling to God, fix this, right? Because I'm a fix-it person. But it wasn't happening. And so my life started to fall apart. I started making decisions and doing things that I shouldn't be doing out of that whole scene.
Pain and the pressure. You finally shared with your mother. Your mother prayed with you. And what happened? How soon after?
The next day.
The
I
next
came home.
day?
Yeah, I had totally messed up my life. Came home to get some counseling. I told Mom, find me a counselor. I went to one session. It was ridiculous. So my mom got her prayer partner, and they prayed over me, and everything got revealed. And my little brother was down in Windsor. It was 1990, Thanksgiving weekend, and he wanted to bring his girlfriend home to meet my parents. And so my older brother and I went down, 401, coming back, 5 o'clock in the morning, stopped off in London, and my brother and I had just switched seats when we started to get home. And we were hit by a drunk driver, and my little brother died at the scene. We both broke our necks. He died at the scene, and that was actually the start of a healing process for me, because it just blew up. My life blew up, and I knew then, that God needed to take that time to work in me.
This is so amazing. How old was Eddie?
He was just before his 21st birthday.
You had 10 minutes earlier changed seats.
Just switched seats.
You really felt that he took
I felt he took
your
my place.
place.
Yeah.
And you admired Eddie because he was so comfortable in his skin,
He
so
was
open and
very
free
open.
and
yeah, he loved anybody, anything. If he was mad at you, he was mad at you. If he loved you, he loved you. He was very real. And I used to think, how can you be so real? Like, you need to follow the rules and you need to have an image. And he wasn't like that. And so because of that, God was able to start that process with me to pull down the walls, pull down all the bricks, everything that I had put up around me. And
how amazing that you didn't become bitter.
No.
This became a strengthening thing
Yeah.
in your spiritual journey.
Yeah. Yeah, because I had the opportunity now. I had a second life. People pulled me out of the car, and my neck was broken, and nobody knew my neck was broken, and I'm
You
not
have no
paralyzed.
symptoms.
I have no symptoms. No, God was amazing. The lawyers were messed up because I got well so quickly. Yeah, it
Nothing
was
to claim for.
No.
2000.
But I have my life.
You have your
I have my life.
and
Yeah.
health and
my
a
health.
wonderful husband. Del, I want you to just come on here right now because our time is racing so fast. 2000, you two said I do.
Oh, yes.
And the amazing thing, one of the many amazing things here, is that you had already talked about adopting. You both had it in your heart. You from childhood, I
From
think.
childhood, always wanted to adopt.
But more than you wanted to have children.
Yeah, because I wanted to protect them, and there was just this thing. I had to adopt more than I wanted my own kids, and so whoever I married had to want to adopt. And
It's interesting because the same thing. I've always had it in my heart that, like, it was a seedling. I would like to adopt, but I don't know how that's going to play itself out. Then I met Joy, and well,
here we go.
there we go.
Yeah.
So you
Years later.
discovered that infertility was an issue, and I'm sure that was a disappointment.
Yeah, it's a big thing.
It is.
But you didn't spend a long time beating that back.
No,
You just
let's
pursued
go and adopt.
your heart's desire. What did God do?
Wow. Well, we started investigating, and in 2003, we had an adoption worker who did a home study. It's a long process for another time, but very quickly, she received a call from the local Children's Aid Society that they had 2 boys, and were we interested? And so they gave us some information. Were we still interested? And then everything just started speeding up. We had to go in for training sessions, and by June of 2004, we had our boys.
2 boys.
2
Yeah.
boys.
And the story doesn't end there.
No, because last year we said we're kind of getting older, it's time to get a girl, and we'd had to put a stop on that a couple of years before because of some issues with the boys. And so it was Victoria weekend. We said, you know what, we need to call them, and actually our old adoption worker called us, and we played phone tag back and forth, and we said we want to adopt a girl, and she said, well, you know what, the boys have sister. has been made Crown Ward. She's available for adoption. Would you like her?
You have 3 siblings.
3 siblings.
And there's so much. Have you heard the sound effects through this hour? They're here. They're all here.
They've got energy, that's
And
for sure.
you have to have energy to be keeping
Yeah.
up with the fun
Yeah.
and just the adventure of parenting. We have an amazing story.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, all the tragedies, more than many could survive. You had to give up survivor mode.
You have
had to
to.
repent
You
of
have to.
survivor mode
Yes.
to be a free woman.
Yeah, you can't walk around with that, oh, I'm a victim, because you still have to take responsibility for how you respond. It's still sin when you put up those walls, and it is survival. I mean, it's you right, but it's still sin because you need to be able to be dependent on God, and that's what I had to learn. I had to learn to trust Him in every area of my life.
And you are pouring out blessing out of all of this, the tragedies and the miracles. We have David's Harp Scholarship Fund.
Yes. So it's
What's
a charitable organization. I started, I think it's about 5 years ago now. And so we raise funds to provide free music education or subsidized music education to students from needy families within their GTAs. So, yeah.
This story just keeps rippling to a beautiful big picture.